Hello, today I'm doing a Bong Joon Ho tier list. I'm going through his entire filmography, which admittedly isn't very long. He's only made 7 feature films, but let's see where they rank. First up is The Host. This is the first Bong Joon Ho film I saw, and I think it's the first Bong Joon Ho film for a lot of people. It kind of broke out to other countries outside of South Korea in a way that his earlier films didn't do, at least not until later on when he started getting more success. The Host is excellent. It's a monster movie, which monster movies aren't always my cup of tea. Depends on the specific movie. I think as far as monster movies goes, The Host is right at the top of the pile. It's a top tier monster movie, I would say. It's got really great social commentary mixed into all of the bombastic action. Somehow, mind-bogglingly, the CGI still looks better than the vast majority of CGI creatures that come out in modern movies, even though this movie is many years old at this point. So the special effects look great. A lot of it has to do with the integration that Bong Joon Ho and his special effects team had on set. For instance, when the fish monster jumps into the water, they don't just let that be entirely CG. They will actually suspend a giant boulder by a crane and drop that boulder into the water to create a real splash. And then they integrate actual footage with the CG elements. The scenes without the monster are no less interesting than the scenes with the monster. The characters are all compelling. Song Kang-ho gives another excellent performance. He's in most of Bong Joon Ho's movies, and he plays such a different character in each one of these movies. That guy's great. He's got such range. I would put it in, it's A or B. It's for sure A or B. I could see someone putting it in either, and I wouldn't hold it against them. I'm going to go for the gusto and put it in the A tier, though. I think it's great. It's definitely not quite an S tier, because we've got to be strict on that. But yeah, I think it earns an A tier spot. The Host 2 probably isn't going to happen, it seems. There was a trailer released for The Host 2, I think like 7 years ago at this point. And nothing since that teaser trailer. It was a good trailer, looked good. But yeah, not happening, it seems. Next up is Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer was Bong Joon Ho's first film that had English language dialogue. There is still some dialogue in Korean as well. Kang Ho Song is also in it. He's still speaking Korean. Great to see him be brought along when he makes the leap into more Americanized filmmaking, alongside American stars like Chris Evans and even British stars like John Hurt. Snowpiercer, great cast. Chris Evans is excellent in this. This was, I think, the first Chris Evans role I saw sort of post-Avengers, where I was like, oh wait, he's a great actor. He's he's a talented thespian. And these Avengers movies are just kind of really underutilizing his talent and making him not seem like as great of an actor as he really is. Because he is excellent in Snowpiercer. His big monologue toward the end of the film is possibly the best moment in the movie, and it's excellent. It makes a rewatch of the movie even more powerful once you know his backstory. It's a great premise. The social commentary in this one is, you could argue, it's kind of like beating you over the head. It's not subtle at all. It's very obvious of, you have the poor lower classes at the back of the train and the rich, pretentious, upper class, greedy people at the front of the train. It's a very like one-to-one obvious metaphor, but it still conveys its theme very well. If you need subtlety, Snowpiercer is not really going to give it to you. I think the action in Snowpiercer is great. There are some really creative action set pieces that you can only get in this movie, or at least in a movie set on a sci-fi train. The shootout where Chris Evans is in one train car and the train is going around a bend, so they're shooting at one train car higher up through these glass windows. It's so well conceived and unique as far as action sequences go. Again, A or B tier, I would say. I think it's about on par with The Host. I'm going to go another A tier with it. Next up, Memories of Murder. Memories of Murder is a detective investigative thriller. Memories of Murder has another great Song Kang-ho performance. It has a really excellent script, and Bong Joon Ho's direction is immaculate, even though this is only his second film. The leap between his first film and this one is pretty astounding. Not to say his first film was bad, but Memories of Murder really kicks things up a notch. Memories of Murder is excellent. I don't have a bad thing to say about it. I think it's remarkable in all regards, and it pretty handily nabs an S tier placement. Next up is Barking Dogs Never Bite. Now this one is Bong Joon Ho's first film. He had short films before this, and he worked on other feature films, not as a director, but this is his feature-length directorial debut. I actually have a full review for Barking Dogs Never Bite coming up very soon on this channel, so stay tuned for that, and I won't say too much about it now, other than it is a little lower in his filmography. Still good, still definitely worth watching, and I would put it in the C tier. Next up is Mother. Mother is sort of in the same vein as Memories of Murder. They're both very taut, tense thrillers with really tight screenplays. Mother is Bong Joon Ho at his most David Fincher, his most Fincher-esque. Feels like it's pulling from David Fincher thrillers as influences, but with just an excellent screenplay, and Bong Joon Ho's direction and his cinematography definitely remain unique to him, his point of view. Mother might actually be my favorite Bong Joon Ho film. So it's getting the S tier for sure. I don't know if I like it more than Memories of Murder. I might. Not to be confused with Darren Aronofsky's Mother. That's Mother with an exclamation point. That's how you can tell those apart. Next up is Okja. Okja was a Netflix original. It was made for Netflix. Or at least made and then bought by Netflix and came out as a Netflix original. Okja is most similar to The Host, if we're comparing it to another film in Bong Joon Ho's filmography. It's another CGI creature film. And again, the CGI looks incredible. It looks really good. It looks lifelike. It looks photorealistic in many of the shots. Not all of them, but it looks real enough in, I would say, every shot. Sort of in line with Snowpiercer, the social commentary on this one is a little bit on the nose, a little bit beating you over the head with it. It also has some divisive performances. Some people really don't like Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in this one. And I can see why they don't like it. He's going extremely over the top. He is really hamming it up. I'm a fan of Gyllenhaal, and I think his performance in this is really fun. You can see how much fun he was having on set, getting to go so extreme. You can argue maybe he went too far. I think it's a lot of fun. He had like this infectious energy. It put a smile on my face whenever Gyllenhaal came on screen. Even though I didn't really believe him as a human being, it was just fun. That being said, though, Okja is, I would say, not flawed necessarily, but it doesn't excel in the ways a lot of his other movies do. And I would put it right alongside Barking Dogs Never Bite. I would put it in the C tier again. And last up, we have Parasite. Parasite needs no introduction. It's his most well-known film by far, also his most recent. Parasite broke so many barriers and boundaries. It exploded out of South Korea and became a worldwide phenomenon in a way that none of his other films have done. Parasite became the first South Korean film to win Best Picture, to win any Oscar. It brought a much-deserved spotlight onto Song Kang-ho. It brought a much-deserved spotlight onto Bong Joon Ho himself. It's an excellent film. I think it's his strongest on a social commentary level. It's tackling similar themes and similar subject matter that has been present throughout the rest of his filmography, but Parasite refined it to a point of perfection. While I do think it is his strongest by far as social commentary is concerned, and he's a director who really excels in social commentary, I would say, overall. Some filmmakers never bother with this stuff, but it's in every one of his movies, this social commentary on different topics. While Parasite is definitely his strongest on a social commentary level, I would say, I wouldn't call it his best overall film. It's extremely well paced. It's remarkably well planned out and edited, especially the editing deserved its own Oscar, even though this thing already got 4 other Oscars. Same with the production design and all of the lead performances. It's just excellent in all regards. But I do not enjoy it quite as much as Memories of Murder or Mother, though. That's why I'm going to put it in the A tier. You can make a case for S tier. Anything below that, I think, is not doing the film justice. So there we go. That's our Bong Joon Ho ranking. We have 2 S tier films, 3 A tier films, and 2 C tier films. Nothing in the B, no D, E, or F. Really solid filmography. The guy has not made a bad film. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to Brickwall Pictures. Check out more of my content and more tier lists in particular. There's a playlist on the screen right now for more tier lists. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.